Cool. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cluster API provider AWS office hours on Monday, the 10th of January, 2022. Happy New Year to everyone on that note. Just a reminder that we abide by the CNCF Code of Conduct, so please be kind to each other. I have shared the meeting notes in the chat window. It's a new document as it's 2022. You can find the previous year's notes linked in that new document. Please, can you add yourself to the attendee list and add any topics that you would like to discuss to the meeting. Just a reminder that we use the raise hand feature if you want to talk at any point. And if this is your first meeting, please feel free to unmute yourself and say hello and introduce yourself if you want to. It's not obligatory, you don't have to. So I'll just go on mute for a minute or so just to see if anyone wants to do that.
I'm just joining first meeting. My name is Shalin. Nice to see you all. Happy New Year.
Welcome, Shalin.
Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, if anyone does want to change their mind, wants to introduce themselves, just feel free to raise your hand and you can introduce yourself. So starting with the PSAs, so a pretty big PSA to start with and to start the new year. So Nadir, who's been a long-term maintainer of Kappa, has stepped back from Kappa and won't be involved going forwards, and so he has been moved to Emeritus maintainer, which is I guess a sad loss for the project, as he's been a mentor for a couple of years now on this project, and you can look at his contributor stats on the repo, but it's a big loss. But he's moved, so please correct me if I'm wrong, to a team that will be consuming Cappy upstream within VMware. So I guess he's not here, but thanks, Nadir, especially for me. Go for it, Sadef.
Yeah, I wanted to thank Nadir as well. Thanks for all his contributions. He did great things for this project, especially in community building. He had lots of us like ramping up, and he will definitely be missed. So yeah, thanks for all his contributions.
Yeah, sad days, but onwards and upwards. So yeah, I guess on that note, obviously the more maintainers and more reviewers we have really helps the project. So yeah, if anyone's new and needs help getting started, feel free to reach out to any of the existing reviewers or maintainers, and we can help you through that process of your first commit or moving to the next level. So onto the actionable items from the meeting literally before the holiday break. So Sadef, yours was the first one around Google Summer of Code and Linux Foundation mentorship.
Yes, so I created a project in the website itself, but it is not yet, they didn't open, CNCF didn't open the Spring repo directory yet. So we need to create a project there as well for having a like paid internship. So I am following up on that. I don't know when Google Summer of Code will open, but it should open soon. So if we have more projects that we want someone to work on, we can apply that also. But right now I'm not planning to do so. Let me know if you have any projects that maybe that can be doable in 3 months period, especially. That's all. And the second one is from me as well. So yeah, actually, since Ignition PR is coming to a good position the tests are passing, I want to actually, I'm gonna build the flat car images. So Tilio, could you remind me what I should be careful about during building those images?
In general, please be careful regarding any issues and frictions you run into, and then ping us and yell at us, because we're gonna keep this smooth and functioning. There shouldn't be any larger issues to that. It should just work straightforward. If it doesn't, it's on us.
Do you have the image builder configs that you use to generate your own flat car images that I can take a look?
It is part of image builder, I think. So everything should be in there.
Okay, you are not specifying any additional configurations.
No. There's no magic involved. I think the only input should be the respective flat car version number. So we have new releases every now and then. We're an image-based distribution, and at that point, either you pick it up, or we just ping you, or we create some kind of automation that picks it up, and then yeah, you'll need to issue a new AWS cluster API images as well.
Okay, thank you.
I can team you up with the engineer who took care of that in the past, if that's any help.
Okay, that'd be great. Yeah.
I'll drop his email in the chat, and I'll ping him so he knows.
Okay, thanks.
Brilliant. Thanks to Def and Tilo. So the next one is me. So we have started to talk about IPv6 support in Kappa, both unmanaged and managed. So that there was a document that has been started. I did have a task to update that. I haven't done that yet, to be honest, over the holiday break. However, we've been discussing it internally in Weaveworks. So IPv6 was recently added to EKS Cuttle. So we've done a lot of work in that area, and I'm hoping some of the engineers from the EKS Cuttle team will be contributing to Kappa in the future. I've been persuading them and running a deep dive for them this week. So I'm hoping to get them to do the proposal for the IPv6. So if anyone's interested in that, we can also set up a meeting on that to discuss it, and then obviously when the proposal comes out, review it. So the next one was Nadir. Yeah, thanks to Def about reviewing the Open Ignition PR. And Steph, you just said you'll take that over. Yeah, I can also have a look as well if needed as well, if you want another pair of eyes. Cool. So Steph, did you want to do the next one on the conformance tests?
Sure. Yeah, Richard brought up that maybe we can consider about getting conformant with, we are already running the conformance test, but we do not submit our test results to Kubernetes conformance repository to get officially conformant. We were discussing if it would make any sense for our case. I chatted with Nadir earlier. He made a good point regarding, so we are actually blocking Kubernetes releases. Our test signal is blocking Kubernetes releases. So it is a good indication and maybe good enough for not being officially conformant, because it is too much work if we think about it. We have 3 different branches, V1 Alpha 3, V1 Alpha 4, and V1 Beta 1, and we need to submit test results for each Kubernetes versions to that repository. I mean, if there is any significant benefit of being conformant, we can consider it, but in my point of view, it may be too much work.
Yeah, I guess one comment I have on that is for people that build their solutions based on Kappa. And when things like RFPs come in, that always ask the question, are you conformant? And if you use CAPI and Kappa, you can't really necessarily answer that question as true. So yeah, I don't know whether that's good enough reason to do it or not. I don't know if anyone else has an opinion on that. No, well, we can always discuss it in chat as well. On we can always go on, Steph.
Also, one thing I noticed that the conformant projects are mostly does not belong to like Kubernetes 6. So I mean, it makes more sense the outside projects to get conformant, and also, as I said, since we are actually blocking Kubernetes releases on our conformance test results, we could actually say we are conformant, but did not get the badge. I mean, I'm definitely open to discussions if this is important.
Cool. Yeah. Why don't we create an issue or something just to track it and see if anyone's interested in it, and drive it from there. Interestingly, EKS Anywhere show that they are conformant, and EKS Anywhere uses, was it CapV and CapD under the covers. So interesting to see what they use to be conformant. But we can follow up on that in an issue. Cool. So the next one is we've got an older ticket here about moving away from make to use something like Mage. So bit like well, what's the Ruby on Rails rake, but in Go. So there was some discussion about this for a while, but I was just wondering if there's any benefit to that, considering that, you know, make is the de facto standard pretty much everywhere. And can we close this issue down? Yeah, Daniel, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, right in the description, right? The make file itself has become unwieldy. Maybe I guess are there concrete issues that we need to fix with a make file? I have maybe one sort of on my mind, but maybe that's what we could do instead of this PR, is just identify, you know, what specific things we want to fix about the make file, because yeah, I think there are a few levels to the make file and recursive make being used. And
yeah, I think that was the original issue, wasn't it? It was just one big make file, and then I know Nadir did some work to split various parts out and to structure it a bit better. But yeah, maybe that, like you say, that Daniel, that is the focus instead. We could repurpose that. Yeah, I personally, I think moving to Mage, which is not used in that many places, especially in the community, would be potentially problematic. Dane, go for it. Sorry.
No problem. Yeah, kind of along the same lines. It sounds like there's a few kind of smallish annoyances, but you know, if our build is complex, it's likely to be complex wherever we move it, I'm guessing. So moving complexity doesn't necessarily eliminate complexity. And there is definitely probably a large switching cost, not just to the person that does the PR, but to everyone to now learn the new build system. I guess I would just want to make sure that we are receiving sufficient benefit for the switching cost.
Yeah, I think that's all good points, and I suspect there wouldn't necessarily be. Daniel, go for it.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, just request for comments to this PR if you have like some anecdotes about, oh, this this part of the makefile is confusing, whatever, when maybe as a new contributor, etc., when I was trying to accomplish something specifically, and then maybe when we can take each of those comments and maybe make it an issue, or just maybe just make it an issue and just tag this issue, and then we can close this, but not forget the fact that we wanted to. So yeah, I guess either comments or create an issue, please, if you have some experiences with the makefile, something that you'd like to get fixed.
Yeah, good call. Right. So Sedef, yours is the next item.
Yes, last week I updated bumped Kappa version to v1.1.0 beta. I updated the unmanaged clusters E2E test, but did not get to updating EKS test yet. So probably it's failing because of that. But EKS tests are constantly failing, and I don't see it when I open the console. There's a summary area, right? I don't see that failure in the console. I don't know why. No, I see it. It is just a bit down below. Sorry. Yeah. Please ignore. Yeah. I see it. It is the periodic EKS E2E main test.
Okay, I can have a look at that. Is it just on that? Is there a way to get notifications of failing tests? Or do we just have to look at the dashboard and see it?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, that'd be good. And that's probably explaining. I was running the tests on a change for autoscale group tags. It kept failing on the cluster cut or win it, and it's probably that, isn't it? So I'll get that fixed. I'll add that to my list to do. Cool, thanks to Diff. So Dimitri, you have the next item.
Thanks. Yeah, so I started a conversation in Slack and wanted to introduce this topic here, but basically the gist is we have some Kubernetes package builds and Kubernetes versions that have some metadata at the end, like FIPS, for example. But the AMI name doesn't support plus signs in it. And so we substitute and build the AMIs with a hyphen. But then when trying to use this with the image lookup format feature, is the format, basically the Go template is just taking the Kubernetes version as it is and not doing any manipulation to it, obviously. And then, so yeah, just wanted to see if, first, if anyone ran into this or if people would be open to having, some sort of logic that converts a valid Semver version to something that AMIs can actually be.
Go for it, Dane.
This is incredibly timely because internally, I just picked up a ticket, an internal ticket to look at AMI lookups. We were working around possible solutions that would involve, for instance, taking the Amazon image name of sorts and translating it. But I think in this case, this is further reaching, because in my case, my use case was largely around managed images, in which case we've got the AWS SSM parameter store to look up Amazon's image, but this would be all images. I wonder if we can converge those two threads and come up with a unified solution for all of those use cases.
Go, Steph.
How do you do the lookups? So are you not manually adding the image names? Because right now we do not do lookups on separate repositories for the AMIs. How do lookups work in your cases?
we're using lookups in our own AWS account in a different account. So it's, yeah, these are AMIs that we are building. Yeah, and so AMIs we're building, and also doing that substitution of changing the plus to a hyphen. Actually, Packer is doing that for us.
Dane, you mentioned you are using AWS, an AWS service. What is it for the AMI lookups?
Well, for EKS, we're using SSM parameter store because Amazon publishes AMIs themselves and makes those available in lookup in each AWS account for each region for different architectures. So that only really solves that. Although you can put custom things in parameter store, I wonder if there is an extension of that mechanism that could be leveraged by Kappa to publish our custom ones.
Yeah, there has been discussions few months back supporting different kinds of lookups, but we didn't make much progress on that. But yeah, it would be great to think about it to cover many scenarios, not just the lookup, the name matching also. We should make sure that the changes are not specific to what we are seeing here. And if you have different use cases, let's keep track of them and do the changes at once, my suggestion is.
Do we have an open issue for this currently? Does anyone know?
I haven't created an issue for this one, but I can for this specific thing, and then we can roll it up into some bigger.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I was wondering if there's any old issues hanging around that cover this, but yeah, if there isn't one, that'd be good if you could create a new issue.
I'll do that.
Thank you.
There's an AMI automation one, but this is a subset of that one. I will just link the AMI automation one to whatever you are going to create, Dimitri.
Cool. So that is the end of the agenda. Is there anything else anyone would like to discuss that isn't on there? No. Cool. I guess the next question is, do we start with the issue triage again, or do we want to start that from the next meeting? If anyone's interested.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
We don't have lots of issues came to the holiday season. If you want, we can resume it in the next meeting. Up to you.
Yeah, it's probably better, isn't it? Yeah. Maybe too much for the first meeting back. Cool. We can do that. So we'll add some time. We can take the time off on the next meeting, can't we? The remaining time to do the issues. Brilliant. Well, if no one else has anything else to discuss, we can call it a day there. Thanks for joining, and Happy New Year, everyone.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.